now on session 3 and we're going to find out a little bit more about the boy at the back of the class. So I can tell you that this new boy, the new pupil, is called Ahmet. And you're going to use an outline of Ahmet to write down everything that you know and you're about to find out about him. So your teacher might have a large piece of paper with a head and shoulders outline to help us with this exercise, or you might have one of these individually or between pairs. Either way is absolutely fine. So we are going to use this outline to help us collect all this information about Ahmet. We're going to start off with a pile of text. So your teacher will have some pieces of paper with different lines from the book on it, but we are going to start with one all together. So I'm going to go through this one. We're going to fill in the work all together, and then your teacher will let you go through all the other pieces of text that you have. So, standing behind her was a boy none of us had ever seen before. He had short dark hair and large eyes that hardly blinked, and smooth pale skin. Okay. So that was a short paragraph describing Ahmet. What have we found out about him in that paragraph? What does it tell us about him? Now, how we're going to do this, if it's something that we know is true, like what he looks like, we are going to write that in a blue colour on the inside of our outline. So from this, we can see that he is a boy nobody's seen before, but he has short, dark hair and large eyes. So we can write on our piece of paper, short, dark hair and large eyes. We also know he's got pale skin. So can you all fill this in on your piece of paper? Brilliant, well done. So we should have some pieces of information in blue that we know are true. And now you should also have a red pen. And you're going to use the red pen to write down things that we can guess about Ahmet. So in the text that I just read, it said he has large eyes that hardly blink. Now, sometimes when we're really scared, our eyes widen and we don't blink. So my guess is that he was scared. So maybe you could write down the word scared inside the outline of Ahmet's body in red. And I'll see you in a second. Okay, so now your teacher is going to choose some volunteers to read out the other pieces of text that are marked Ahmet. If you are chosen to read one out, can you make sure you read it in a nice, clear voice so that everyone can hear you? If the information is something we know, you're going to write it on the inside of the outline in blue. And if it's something that we are guessing, a bit like what he might be feeling, you're going to write it on the inside in red. So make sure to leave the outside of the outline blank for now. So everything should be red or blue in the middle. Okay, I'm going to invite you to pause the video and I'll see you in a second. Okay, next we are going to look at some more pieces of information. But this time, these are things that other characters in the book have said about Ahmet. Now, most of these things are not based on truth because these characters don't know him and they're only guessing these things about him. So your teacher is going to hand out some more pieces of text to some other volunteers to read out. But this time, we are going to fill in that information around the outside, and we're going to use a different colour. So we're going to use a green for this. So this is what other people are thinking and saying about Ahmed round the outside. And we're going to pause the video while you can fill that in too. Right, now the last thing we're going to do on our pieces of paper is we are going to see if there are any connections or links to what people have said about Ahmed to how you think he is feeling. So we're going to take another colour, so any other colour, to do this. And what I'd like you to do is have a look and decide if you think the way that Ahmed is feeling is linked to something that somebody said. You're going to circle them both and you're going to draw a link between them. Okay, so I will let you carry on with that and I will see you in a minute. Amazing. So we should all have now a lovely visual map of all the things that we know and we can guess about Ahmed. I'm going to tell you one more thing about him, and that is that he is a refugee from Syria and he doesn't speak any English. Now, my guess is this makes him feel even more scared because he doesn't actually understand what all the other people are saying. So we're going to play a game now to see what it's like when you can't communicate with somebody in the same language. In a moment, your teacher is going to pick a volunteer to leave the room. As a class, you have to decide on a task or a series of tasks for them to do. So you can't tell them before they leave, okay? They've got to try and figure this out. So you've got to secretly think of one task or a couple of different tasks. It might be, for example, sit on the teacher's chair. Now, when they come in, because you can't tell them what to do, you're going to have to help them find out what to do. So you're going to cheer if they're getting close. You're going to yay, woo, and give them lots of claps if you think that they are getting close to completing that task. But if they are not close, you're going to boo and hiss at them until they maybe move a little bit closer, and then you could give them a clap. So this is the way we're going to communicate with each other, is by cheering for yes and booing for no. So if you'd like to pause the video and complete this task, and I will see you all for session 4.